Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Boyertown Area Senior High School, where tonight the Boyertown boys basketball team plays host to the Wildcats of OJ Roberts. We are 8 minutes away from tip-off here in Bear Gym. With your play-by-play, I am Jim Towers. Alongside of me is the best color man in the contiguous 48, the Reverend John T. Kaleda.
We're coming for you, Hawaii and Alaska.
We're almost there. John, we got an interesting matchup tonight. This is OJ's visiting Boyertown. Previously, Boyertown was on the road down in, I guess, what town are they in? What would that be considered?
It's Pottstown, but I think if I've read my uncle's red jacket enough in my life, they call it Bucktown.
That's
down there.
correct, Bucktown. Down in Bucktown, they had a convincing 30-point victory, did the Boyertown Bears. So we will see what they can do tonight. John, we were talking earlier, your award-winning scouting report shows their top scorer was not their top scorer last game. Elaborate.
My great scouting, which pretty much is me looking at the website and reading reports of the games, but we won't mention that again. But OJ, it seems like they have very, very balanced scoring. You're not going to look at the stat sheet and see anybody who stands out to you from every game. It looks like if you look at the stats that came out a couple of days ago that have included about 10 or 11 of most teams' games. They have a couple of guys around that 10-point scoring mark. They have Luke Fryer at 10 points. They have Jake Bolin, who's a starter tonight, at 8. But then the Tristan Dietrich stands out as somebody having scored 18 points against Academy Park last game for them, and Academy Park, who has been in the summer leagues that Boyertown has been in the past couple of years, is always a strong athletic team. So to go and score 18 points against them, Dietrich probably looks like somebody the Bears will have to worry about tonight. And, defensively, though, it really is that the big issue for the Bears? Nah, they've been solid defensively all year. That zone has given some people some fits. They put some game plans in place for teams that have big-time scores, that have worked for at least 3.5 quarters, especially the Methacton game. So defensively, not too worried about what the Bears are going to bring tonight, but as the story's been all year, can the Bears find consistent offensive scoring from the guys on the floor?
OJ Roberts will put out Tyler Rossi, Jack Cashman, Colin Simpson, Jake Boylan, and Tristan Dietrich. On the Boyertown side, the usual starting lineup of Zach Ward, Roman Marinello, Jake Kapp, Richard Black, and Eddie Higgins. Talk about balanced scoring, John. That's pretty much the MO of Boyertown. You're going to get a balanced attack as usually offensively from Zach Ward, Jake Kapp, Richard Black, Eddie Higgins. Any one of them can blow up for 20+. They could all end up scoring 10 to 12 in a night. Really depends on who has the hot hand.
They've been given the ball down low to Eddie Higgins, who has had the hot hand most of this year, and he's been a pleasant surprise, I think, is the way you would describe him. He missed most of last year with an injury. You always knew he had size. You knew that he was going to bang around down low, but he has really come along with his offensive game, playing with his back to the bucket, able to use a couple of different moves that he's developed throughout the year, which has been a big boost to a team that was in desperate need of some offensive help. Jake Kapp, we've said this all year, you know that he's going to be able to get his shots. He's done a very nice job getting to the basket, has done that way more than he did last year. But the big thing for me in the past couple of games has been the emergence of Zach Ward for the Bears. I think he was somebody who you read about in some preseason reports. You heard the coaches talking about him early on in the season, in the preseason, saying he's somebody who might be able to break out. And he was quiet for the first part of the season, really trying to feel out his role, his niche in this offense. But for the last couple of games, he has figured out that when he comes off these high ball screens, he doesn't need to stay out there at the three-point line. He's done a very nice job of finding that little mid-range 10 to 12-foot game where he's made some pretty tough jump shots and been in double figures a couple times in these past few games. So having three guys that they can count on, Higgins, Kapp, and Ward, should hopefully make this a much better offensive basketball team.
John, shout out to our previous broadcast. I'm just happy I will not be saying the name Amelia Kennedy or Tess Crosnan tonight.
If you were with us last night watching the girls' game, it was just too much, wasn't it? It was too much saying those girls' names. We are happy they are not here tonight, certainly.
So we'll see what Boyertown can do tonight with Owen J. Roberts, as we also discussed last night. John was educated to find out that Owen J. Roberts was actually a Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. So a little history lesson for you there this evening. We have 2:51 before tip, but before tip-off as well, make sure you stay tuned. You will be entertained for a live singing of the national anthem by the award-winning Boyertown High School Show Choir under the direction of the incomparable Jeffrey K. Brunner. We'll be back in about 3 minutes here on the NFHS Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Boyertown for tonight's contest. For everyone's safety, spectators are only allowed in the bleachers and on defined walking paths. Do not enter any closed or roped-off area. If you are found in a restricted area, you will be removed from the Bear Gymnasium without refund. If you have any questions or concerns, please see a security member located on the bleachers. Food and beverages is prohibited inside the gymnasium. If you have questions, please see a staff member. Tonight's game is being live streamed on the NFHS Network. All home Boyertown events in Memorial Stadium and the Bear Gymnasium can be viewed for free. For more information, visit NFHSnetwork.com and search for Boyertown. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Boyertown for tonight's contest featuring the visiting Owen J. Roberts Wildcats and your Boyertown Bears. And now, with everyone, please rise. Remove your hats and stand as one nation as we salute the United States of America and the troops who defend our freedom with the singing of our national anthem by the Bash Show Choir under the direction of the incomparable Jeffrey K. Brunner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our starting lineups. First, for visiting OJ. Up with the junior number 4, Tyler Rossi. A sophomore, number 24, Jack Cashman. Senior number 12, Colin Simpson. Junior number 20, Jake Coleman. And junior number 32, Tristan Keaton. Wildcats are coached by Adam Fondello and assisted by Chris Messick and Rick Fry. And now, for your Boyertown Bears. First, the senior, number 13.
And we are back here at the Bear Gym, getting ready for the tip. Once again, your Boyertown Bears are hosting the Wildcats of Owen J. Roberts. A little more background, John. He was an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court from May 20th, 1930 to July 31st, 1945. So 15 years is a lot longer to serve as a Chief Justice than 33 days as a Pope.
We're learning a lot about Owen J. Do we have favorite pizza topping on his Wikipedia page? Or?
No, we don't. I'll keep
okay.
looking, though.
Favorite ice cream flavor? Okay.
But he was nominated by Herbert Hoover.
Oh.
So there's your history of it tonight. Eddie Higgins at the center circle going up against Tristan Dietrich. Boyertown wins the tip. Marinello brings it across. Owen J setting up early in man-to-man. John, I learned something from you. That's man-to-man because Owen J followed the cutter as Eddie Higgins gets the ball in the low block, early 2-0 lead.
And you could see Owen J was really following guys around, especially Jay Cap. They're looking to take him away, obviously, but in the process, they kind of stayed a little bit too close to Eddie Higgins. And the problem is when you're in man, Jim, and you stay too close to your guy, you are very vulnerable for a screen. They set a good one and got Eddie open.
Long three-pointer from Tyler Rossi's no good, but he comes back and gets a steal. Roman Marinello quickly fouls him for the first foul of the game with 42 seconds elapsed so far. I would think Owen J. Roberts would be a regular sausage guy, John. I don't know what makes me think that, but I saw his picture on Wikipedia. He looked like a meat lover sausage pepperoni guy. Eddie Higgins with the rebound. Marinello come back the other way. Let's see if Boyertown can get another wide open shot. Owen J still in their man-to-man. And here is Cap making that drive. Nice kick out to Black. A little long on that three-pointer. Rebound. Cashman.
It's a good drive by Jay Cap and a good kick out to Richard. These are shooters that you want to get them going early in a game. Jake is going to get his touches certainly, but getting Richard Black involved early, probably a good idea for the Bears.
Tipped out of bounds. Boyertown's 2-3 zone already showing some aggressiveness. Owen J taking it out in front of the Boyertown bench. Looks like Jordan Butler in street clothes tonight. That is not 6 coaches on the Boyertown bench.
Well, sitting right next to another unfortunate injury for the Boyertown Bears, Griffin Hummel, who I would say would probably be in the starting lineup if he were still available. Had a big scare during football season and was touch and go there for a while in the hospital, but we're happy he's okay, and we're happy that he's here at all just watching.
And there is Jake Cap putting it off the glass. Great way to start the game for him.
It is okay if it's going to be that night for us, Jim, because last night in the Lady Bears game, it was not. It went the other way, so we'll take it tonight.
We'll see what Owen J. Roberts can do. Still looking for their first points. They're down 5-0 early. Inside to Cashman. That turnaround one-handed shot is long. It's like an NBA move, that turnaround little one-handed floater background, whatever you want to call it. As Zach Ward comes back, does his own little float away from the paint.
We talked
he's
about
got
that.
his first 2.
We talked about that before the game. That is the exact shot that Zach Ward has really found in the past couple of weeks. And early in the season, I think he was settling for that three-pointer. And I think he learned the past couple of games that he doesn't need to settle there. He doesn't even need to get all the way to the rim. He does a very nice job in that little mid-range area there. And just like we said, Higgins, Cap, and Ward, having those guys be consistent has been one of the issues for the Boyertown offense this year, trying to get those 3 guys on the same page every game. So far, they're the ones that have Boyertown 7 points, and we're doing well so far.
Early timeout for the Wildcats. 5:12 left in the first quarter. And it's a full timeout, is it not? Yeah, it's a full timeout. That's kind of rare to take one of your full timeouts this early. Normally just a 30-second, get their nerves down a little bit, get them back out on the court.
Well, it looks like Coach Condello, who I believe is his first year at the helm of the program there at O&J, it looks like he had a play to set up. So, if he had something in mind, he wants to try to get off the schneid here. He was setting something up. The boys are set up in it right now. Maybe he needed that extra 30 seconds. We'll see if they execute, though, against Boyertown's 2-3.
Schneid, early favorite for word of the night.
Spell it? I have no idea.
Inside to Cashman. Nice baseline pass over to Dietrich. Effective after the timeout. 5-point lead for the Bears, 7-2, 4:50 left in the first quarter.
The Bears do get in trouble sometimes when they extend and then can't get back when that ball gets to that high post area. So they're going to definitely have to shore that up. The wings are going to have to make sure they're checking that block if that ball gets past to that high post.
Zach Ward with another floating away layup on his drive is no good. O&J is going to try to come back and cut back into this lead. They got a wide open corner shot, but there's number 4, Tyler Rossi. Nice little floater into the paint. Gives him 2, 3-point lead.
Pretty shot. We've had a couple of pretty ones here so far, Jim.
Marinello. That would not be characterized as a pretty one.
No. That one looked like it was blocked by the rim, but we're not going to mention that again.
So O&J can tie or cut it to 1. Boyertown still in that 2-3 zone. That high post still open. That's been something that we've noticed a lot. They're giving up that high post to be able to crack down on the low block. Boyertown comes the other way. Cap over to Ward. There's Higgins. That's another 2 points. Saw that coming a mile away for Eddie Higgins.
And if he's able to consistently get that position down there, he better get the ball every time down the floor. There wasn't even a screen needed there. And that's been a big reason why Eddie's had such a successful start to this season, is because he's just bigger and more physical than most kids. And you're looking out there for O&J. I'm not sure if they have anybody who can muscle up with him. So if he can get position, keep feeding it to him.
There's a nice pass underneath. That's Jack Cashman. Really just camping out on the low block there was O&J.
Well, yeah, giveth and taketh away here, because Eddie, who's doing a great job on the offensive end, once again right there, that is his responsibility to take that block away. If they're going to leave that high post open, Eddie has to be big down there. His hands have to be out. There's no way that pass from somebody's chest can go straight to 24 on that block.
Foul line jump shot, no good for Simpson. John, I'm a big believer, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Eddie Higgins could have 60 tonight if they just keep feeding him. One of 2 things is going to happen. They're either going to do that, collapse 3 people on him, which is going to leave somebody open, or he's just going to keep doing this over and over again.
Yeah, I would have to think that O&J is going to have to make a slight little adjustment here and go to some sort of a trap on him, send somebody down. But then you're leaving shooters open. And right now on the floor, I'm looking at Richard Black. I'm looking at Jake Cap. Colin Eisenhard probably is not known for his three-point shooting, but has done a much better job offensively the past few games. So it's not like you can just take Higgins away and then be done with it. Bears have options.
Ryan Tinney checking into the game as well. He'll put 1 or 2 up from three-point land also. Predominantly the ball handler, though. Cap again. Nice drive. Kick out. And here goes Eisenhard. Double team on the block. Jake Cap, nice ducking under for Jake. Give him 5.
3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, that was a three-point shot. That was a three-point attempt. He has gotten so comfortable working his way into the lane, slicing through defenders, Jim. Wonderful take from Jake.
O&J Roberts under 2 minutes to go. They're now down 7, 13-6. Inside again to Cashman. That's going to be hard. Great rebound from Eisenhard. This is something Boyertown might need to adjust. O&J's getting a lot of chances in the paint.
They are, Jim, but sometimes, especially in that zone, sometimes it's not about the shots the teams are getting. It's about who's taking the shots. And if the Bears are okay giving up those certain areas, it must be because they're okay with those certain players getting the ball there. it's one thing if Eddie Higgins gets the ball down low in the block, but there are some players, that just don't thrive down there like the big guys do. So maybe it's about that. Maybe it's about letting guys who they want in the spots that they don't care about.
That's a great pass to Colin Eisenhardt. Give him 2, under a minute to go. 9-point lead now for Boyertown, 15-6. Just about 40 seconds left in the first quarter. There's the first 3-point attempt from OJ Roberts, and that's converted by Jake Boland.
He is their top 3-point shooter. Now, not many threes on the year, but heck, if he can do that again, they're going to have to come out and guard him. I want to see it again, see if he can pull 2 up there, but that was quite a long shot. Good shot by Jake Boland.
Just about getting to 10 seconds left in the quarter. See what Boyertown's going to do here. I'm thinking it's going to be I'm not going to predict. But it's an entry pass to Eddie Higgins. Unable to get that control. And we're going to go to the end of the first quarter with Boyertown leading 15-9 here in Bears Gym. And, John, we talked a little bit about a balanced scoring attack for Boyertown. And they started the game just as we discussed. Zach Ward's got 2, Jake Capps got 5, Eisenhardt with 2, Eddie Higgins an early 6.
And we said the defense before the game was going to be something that would be a constant for them, because it has been all year. 9 points in a quarter, certainly nothing to be upset about. One of those being that long 3-pointer from Bo Lin, who we'll see if they can keep on shooting the ball at that range the rest of the game. So it really a solid defensive quarter for the Bears. And like you said, the offense is finding the areas that they need to be successful tonight. They should be talking about trying to get the ball to Eddie Higgins even more. Down low, Jake Kapp and Zach Ward have been able to find their way into the zone. Wish that they would have had Kapp or Ward or Black, somebody else making that pass into Higgins to end that quarter. Somebody who, if that play broke down, they could create something on their own and fire up a jumper. But still, for the most part in the first quarter, they were in the right spots. They did the right stuff, and that's why they're up by 6.
Something disappoints me about this game early, John. Owen Jay's doing a lot of passing around the perimeter, entry pass to the high post, turning pass to the low post. Not a lot of driving. What does that mean, John?
Well, it means Boyertown is where they should be, up top especially. Now, it looks like Owen Jay is pretty content to just keep their 3 guys up top stationary. I always like to see the 3 guys move a little bit more and just create some motion up top and make those guys honor you a little bit. So we'll see if Owen Jay does that during the rest of the game, or if they're just content to just stand. I'll tell you, when I played YMCA basketball, Jim, and I was 32 years old, I loved just standing around against the zone. But to me, there has to be more motion up top, and Owen Jay seems pretty content just to pass the ball around, so that's why you're not seeing much driving.
John, that was way too much analysis for my simple answer of what disappoints me about that offense.
Sorry, I just wanted to work in that I played YMCA basketball when I was 32 years old. That's all.
Okay. But it means Eddie Higgins not going to have many opportunities to draw a charge.
I see where you're going. I get it.
We'll see if that changes. Dylan Klass checks into the game for Boyertown. Number 32, easily identifiable from the man bun. He's the only man bun on the team, John. Taking over for Chris Kiefer.
I was just going to say, not the first one we've had in a Boyertown uniform. I really think that when I played Coach Wheeler, who was, he was buzz cut, ripped, yelling. Oh, no way he would have tolerated that. No way.
Certainly a sign of the times. And, John, that is proof that you're old. When you start to complain and reminisce about the old days with the haircut and these freaky long-haired kids.
And winning YMCA 30 and over basketball championships.
6:40 left here in the half. Nice drive by Tinney. A little bit too hard. Eddie Higgins all over that board. Not able to get it, but Tinney is there on the baseline. They're going to reset. Skip pass over to Tinney. He's going to take it baseline. Oh, you'd like to see him get rewarded for that. That was a great move by Ryan Tinney.
Great job by Higgins working to get that rebound as well. Just couldn't finish that. The Bears are going to have to continue to finish here and try to extend this lead. You don't want to let these guys hang around.
2 minutes into the second quarter, and there's the first points of the game. Jake Boylan did it from the outside at the end of the first quarter, does it from the inside at the beginning of the second quarter, and they're only down 4. There's that collapse we talked about, John.
Well, it was only 4 red jerseys around him here.
Well, we said it. This is us being prophetic again. O&J certainly made an adjustment. How do you adjust? Put 4 people on him. God bless Eddie Higgins. I don't think Shaquille O'Neal could get through 4 people on a low block like that, but he does get that rebound. And here comes Ryan Tinney. Nice give-and-go screen, kick out to Eisenhard. He's going to work his way inside. That's a great move from Colin Eisenhard.
Great spin move there. Felt the guy on his backside, just kind of stuck that right foot out, planted it, spun. Great move by Colin Eisenhard. A big bucket for the Bears. They needed that.
O&J on the tip. They're able to get it back out top. Tyler Rossi setting up the offense. 15-foot jump shot is no good. I think Boyertown will give him that all night long.
And again, if they park somebody there who the Bears are okay with, they may not go out too hard to guard it.
Gosh, poor Jake. That's the third one. Every part of the inside of the rim except the bottom of the net. And what does he do? He comes back with a block shot and an assist to Colin Eisenhard. Got to give Jake Cap credit on that one. Got to be disappointed with that shot. Again, that might have even gone halfway through the rim and popped out. He gets back on defense, gets the block shot, comes down the other end of the floor, finds Eisenhard, and we might have a 3-point play.
Need to find a way to help the team out in situations like that, and you nailed it, Jim. He could have sulked. He could have just walked back. Because, like we have mentioned, it's been rough going from everywhere for beyond 20 feet for Jake. We keep on saying keep shooting. It's gonna start falling, and this is a reason why he's been so very good this year at getting to the basket because he's had to. But yeah, great job by him blocking that shot, being unselfish, giving it up to Colin. You just got your team a 3-point play, and a 9-point lead against a very plucky O&J Roberts team. That was a great play there to get some energy going in their direction.
So we'll see what can happen with 4:11 left. Boyertown is now with a 9-point lead. Leading 20-11. Second timeout called by O&J Roberts. John, we also were talking a little bit early pregame. You have not yet started Yellowstone.
I have not, no.
That was a weekend binge for my wife and I, and my wife and me.
You are correct.
Thank you. My dad was an English teacher too, John. So that's just, as soon as I say that incorrectly, I hear him saying, wife and me. So I have to correct myself. That time, the high post to baseline worked for O&J Roberts as they found Jackson Hansford. He gets his first 2 of the game, cuts the lead to 7. Yellowstone was our binge. It was it's basically, like I mentioned to you, it's Kevin Costner. He's a Western mob boss, but he's not a mob boss. It's really, really well done.
Kevin Costner, certainly my favorite actor. Oh, no doubt about it.
That's impressive.
And I wouldn't say that he does anything very well. It's like, he just kind of has neat roles and, was in Bull Durham. So there you go.
O&J Roberts screaming for a walk in the paint. They don't get it. And Zach Ward hits a baseline jump shot for 2 more. I'm surprised you didn't mention Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Please don't say you're not a Field of Dreams fan.
I would much rather watch Bull Durham. I'd much rather watch Draft Day, actually, to be honest with you.
Draft Day, John, is one of my secret favorite movies.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
I want to say when it was Sunday night, Max fell asleep for good at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which was horrible for us, as Tristan Dietrich misses his first foul shot. So I was up with him at about 12:30 in the morning, and Draft Day was on. And I got to watch it as Max was playing with his trucks.
And Max got his first experience watching Draft Day. Good for him.
Max has not been entertained by the TV for anything for more than 3 minutes. It's about the extent of his attention.
You know, I think that most people would probably say for a usual Kevin Costner movie, they're not entertained for more than 3 minutes. I really think that we're the outliers here, Jim.
That was Richard Black with his three-point attempt is no good. Another three-point attempt. I think that was Cap. I was blocked by the little window frame. So we'll say that. 8-point lead for Boyertown, 2:30 left in the half. Owen J. Roberts is going to have to do some things offensively here to cut into this lead. And this might be it. And it's a good start. Jake Bolin, his second three of the game.
Well, I was going to say a couple minutes ago that to get Owen J back in the game, it seems to me like Boyertown's just going to have to go cold offensively. I'm not seeing a lot of super firepower out there from Owen J unless if Jake Bolin gets going. And if he can get going, coupled with Boyertown not being able to finish a couple times down the floor, this could get very close. And really, it's only a 5-point game right now. So OJ doing all they can to stay in, doing a nice job sticking around.
And they can cut it even into that lead a little bit more. Nice rebound by Rossi. Looks like Boyertown, for the time being, has gone away from getting it down to the low block to Eddie Higgins. They've seen what Owen J's done. So there's that quick pass to the high post. Great defense from Roman Marinello. Cuts into that passing lane. Jake Cap left wide open. That's what we're going to start keeping track of. That was the second one that hit every part of the inside of the rim and didn't go in. Good rebound there by Hansford. Down to a minute left in the half. Rossi's three-pointer's no good. There's Higgins on the rebound. Marinello's going to run. He's got a 4-on-3. Cap with the shot fake into the paint. Beautiful dish to Higgins. Not only did Cap do the drive that you've been talking all season about, John, but that was a great look. Good vision to find Eddie Higgins. Good hands by Owen J. Roberts to get it knocked out of bounds.
Would like to see the Bears try another way to get Eddie Higgins open. It seems like Owen J has now keyed on him a little bit. It looks like Coach Miller is going to call a timeout here and realizes the importance of this possession here and going into halftime with a little bit of momentum. But I know it's not part of their offense. They don't traditionally run a 3-out, 2-in motion set where you're setting block-to-block screens for your big guys and you're allowing your teammates to help get other guys open. But I would love to see them try to help Eddie out here. If he's getting mobbed down there by the O&J defenders, who rightfully so should have changed up a little bit and adjusted to make sure that they're taking him away. You can't just go away from him completely. You need to find a way to get him the ball and let things run through him a little bit. So can they find somebody to go help out, get him open, maybe a little block-to-block, a little wing-to-block screens here, let him seal, reverse seal, see if he can get the ball down there at the block. But then shooters have got to flood the corners and got to make sure they're open, because if they do double-team him, we got to get shots like this to fall.
And that three from the corner for Jake Cap is no good. Marinello runs down the rebound. We're down to under 40 seconds left in the half. Owen J. Roberts not pressuring. They're going to try to D up and let Boyertown, who's gone cold offensively, as you mentioned, John, they're going to let them take this last shot, They would love to go into halftime. As a team who's coming off of a 30-point loss at home, I think they would have taken, if you would have told them before the game, hey, you're going to be down 5 going into halftime, I think they would have taken that.
Sure.
Down to under 10. Ward at the top of the key. Jake Kapp goes baseline. Great layup by Jake Kapp. As time expires, Marinello gets the steal.
Oh.
They're going to wave it off. You would think these referees know what Boyertown boys have gone through 2 of their past 3 games with buzzer beaters. You would think they would just give them one.
You're
just
right.
for the heck of it.
You're right. We
even
have
at halftime.
We have not even delved into this yet. The roller coaster week that the boys had to endure last week, where we were here watching them just battle tooth and nail with Perk Valley, losing on a half-court buzzer beater with 1.5 seconds left, then driving to Upper Marion, eking out a 1-point win there, and then going to Norristown, battling again, only to be beat by, once again, a game-winning three-pointer at the buzzer. Jim, you are right. When is it our time? Seriously. Tough one for Roman there. It was just a hair late.
But again, giving credit where credit's due, we were running out of time. Jake Kapp gets the ball in the corner. Earlier in the year, maybe last year, Jake puts up that three-pointer. Nice shot fake, nice drive baseline, gets position with his body. And instead of doing a reverse layup like some of these kids see, they want to make a sports center, something like that. Jake stays on the strong side of that rebound, uses his body, puts up a strong two-handed layup. They get their basket going into halftime.
Such an underrated move. We used to work on that all the time, where you're driving baseline and you just take that extra dribble, you get your backside into that defender on, you clear out some space, clear some room, and you just go up with it. Ball fake if you need to. But you're right. It's an underrated move. It's a move that you don't see in the NBA too much, but here, very effective.
Well, you don't see it in the NBA. You don't see it in AAU games. I was watching a high school game, PA versus New Jersey high school tournament a couple nights ago. Westtown School down in Westchester was playing some school from New Jersey, and yet, granted, it's Westtown had the second-ranked high school player in the nation, some 7'2" guy that looks like Kevin Durant, dribbling through his legs and shooting three-pointers. But they all want to do that up and under. They all want to do the flare. They all want to do all that. But getting a nice, solid layup. Now I'm turning into the crotchety old man. Back in my day,
Jim. Come on.
Back in my day, there was a power move. But Jake was able to do that, and they're going into halftime with a 7-point lead, 24-17. And we're going to come back in the second half. We're going to delve into not only this game, but we're going to delve into Yellowstone a little bit more, John. I'm going to wet your whistle and make sure that you get into that and really start watching that show.
My notebook is ready. I have to convince my wife, though. Is she going to enjoy this? Yellowstone?
My wife loves it.
Okay.
My wife's the one who suggested it. She loves it. And the other thing I mentioned to you before as well, Kevin Costner's character in the show has a daughter whose name is Beth. She is in my top 5 favorite characters of all time. And I've only watched 8 episodes.
Well, listen, she would watch Kevin Costner if he was on the Great British Baking Show on Netflix, but I don't think there's a celebrity edition of that yet, so this might be tough.
So I take it she's not into Westerns then?
No, she's not into Westerns. Is anybody into Westerns anymore? Besides the Yellowstone? What's another Western out there besides Yellowstone?
I don't think there is one.
Yeah, really.
That's a good call by you. Well, we'll be back, and hopefully we don't go any deeper into the what happened to the Western conversation. But we have about 6 minutes and 14 seconds.
Do you think Owen J. Roberts voted against Westerns on TV as one of his big Supreme Court?
Maybe one of our, I don't even want to say, what, tens of listeners.
Yeah,
not tens of thousands. Maybe one of our tens of listeners can look up Owen J. Roberts' voting history in his 15 years on the Supreme Court.
Okay.
And get back to us when we come back in about 5 minutes and 45 seconds. I'm going to go get a Diet Coke. John's probably going to lick his wounds and do a little bit more scouting on here for the second half. And we'll be back on the NFHS Network. We are back, and John, I'm looking at a conversation down on the court with a little over a minute left in halftime. Looks like Richard Black is having to get his jersey approved. I think he might have got a little blood on it. So it looks like he got a thumbs up from one of our referees, and he'll be good to go without having to change the jersey.
Richard's like 6'3", jet black hair. I think we'd be able to spot him if he was not in his traditional 33 uniform.
That is probably true. Just about 30 more seconds. Both coaches giving their instructions. Boyertown is going to have the ball to start the half. Athletic intern Jerry Kapp on the music selection is going with some dance techno selection here.
It's called Sandstorm. But you were at the snack stand. He pulled out Bob Seger, old time rock and roll. I was very impressed.
So from Bob Seger to Sandstorm.
Correct. Yeah.
He's covering all the bases of musical genres this evening. I guess that's what you learn when you're doing an athletic internship with Nick Palladino. That and how to make a pizza.
Correct. Oh, I hope he learns that.
Got Zach Ward driving baseline. Nice defense there. And that, I hope, was blocked.
It was.
But Eddie Higgins picks it up amongst three red shirts, and he's able to convert. Eddie starts the second half of the game just like we started the first half of the game, with 2 points inside the paint.
Would love to see the Bears stretch this 9-point lead, get it into double digits. Where I don't know if it's been in double digits yet, but O&J, they are doing a great job hanging around. This is that typical game where if you let this team hang around too long, they might find a way to bite you in the end.
O&J's coach was very disappointed about something there, and I'm not sure quite what it was. Ball went into the high post to Jack Cashman. He turned, took a dribble. Maybe that's why he was mad. Took a dribble and picked it up. Didn't really go anywhere. And kicked it back out, and I heard a loud scream come from the O&J bench.
Well, just watching him, and I feel like Condello is a big name over in O&J right now. There is, Condello is the coach of one of their baseball teams in the summer. I think they're Legion team. I'm not sure if it's Ben or somebody else, but they are very, very demonstrative. They're very, very energetic, and I'm watching Coach Condello over there. He's probably got 8,000 steps tonight, just walking from one side to another. But kids really appreciate that energy nowadays in coaches, so I'm sure the kids really respond to his energy that he brings.
And Jake Kapp brought some energy going full court. Nice little reverse-handed layup there. And we are at a double-digit lead. We're now at 11. And unfortunately, I wasn't sure which number that was. Someone from an O&J tried to save it, and it smacked right in the middle of the back of the backboard. So that attempt at a save was unsuccessful. Tyler Rossi's attempt at some pressure is successful. But Marinello now in the backcourt kicks it up to Black. We got a 2-on-2. He tries to send it through three red shirts. Eddie Higgins unable to get his hands on that. And Bowen comes the other way. He loses it. They're going to say that went off of Zach Ward. And the Wildcats will have it under the basket.
That possession was just doomed from the start for Boyertown. Roman just mishandled the ball a little bit, and then you thought maybe the Bears would get an easy, cheap bucket out of it, but nice job by O&J not heading out for the fast break too soon and staying back for defensive help.
Good collapse there from Boyertown as Richard Black comes down from the top of the 2-3. A little bit of a triple team there in the zone. We're going to get an O&J foul. Boyertown will have it outside out. John, did you ever watch Game of Thrones? Were you a Game of Thrones guy?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Beth character is one of my favorite characters now of all time, after only 8 episodes. It's probably a popular pick, but Tyrion Lannister is one of my favorite characters of all time.
Sure.
Now, this is obviously dramatic actors. Here's an unknown one that if you're not watching this show, I highly suggest it. Chicago PD. It's on regular TV, NBC. Sergeant Hank Voight is one of the best TV characters that I have ever watched. As Tyler Rossi hits a 3, gets them back into single digits, 8-point lead, Boyertown.
What else was this guy in?
Nothing.
Oh.
Nothing that I know of. I take that back. Eddie Higgins on the low block, only double-teamed, and he's able to convert. X-Men First class.
Oh, let me run out and rent X-Men first.
He's got a very small role. He's on a boat. He has like 2 lines. It is an absolutely phenomenal TV show. And everybody's going to the streaming services, to Netflix and Hulu.
Yeah, why not?
HBO Max and all that. This is a solid NBC show.
Which you can watch on Peacock, on their streaming service probably. Come on, Jim.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can also record it on the DVR and fast forward to the commercials. Here's Eddie Higgins just having his way on the low block again. He had 6 points in the first quarter. He has 6 points already here in the third quarter, and he's going to go to the line to try for his 7th as they push the lead into double digits now with 12.
If you saw what they did there, they did exactly what we wanted them to. Eddie Higgins started on that opposite block, screen across, got him open, little lob pass, and Eddie Higgins is going to go get any lob pass that gets thrown his way tonight. That, however, on that end, what was that? You can't just keep trading buckets with this team and let them stick around. So must have been a miscommunication there, but let's hope they get the ball back inside here and get a good possession.
Did anybody see Tyler Rossi dribble the ball from midcourt and just go right through the middle down the paint? It was certainly a defensive lapse there from Boyertown. A little bit too high to Eddie Higgins. He steps out of bounds. And for the second time in 3 possessions, O&J is going to try to get this back down to a single-digit lead as Eisenhard and Tinney check back in the game for the Bears. John, what was for dinner tonight? It was lasagna soup last night.
Lasagna soup. It was. We had the kebabs tonight.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that.
And my wife was... oh, boy.
I apologize.
Well, we had Roman Marinello get blocked earlier.
That was Tristan Dietrich does his best Roman Marinello impression.
I mean, karma, ball don't lie, I guess. But yeah, we had the kebabs tonight, and Dad was in charge of it. Mom was out with the girls at dance class, so we cut the chicken tenders up. We put a little ranch seasoning on the chicken breasts. Dad put a green pepper and some onion slices on his, and we grilled those things up. And like I said, my girls will eat nothing that we give them that's not in chicken nugget or mac and cheese form, except this, because eating a kebab is cool.
That's nice. You should go out and get like cocktail cocktail toothpicks. And just stick every piece of food.
Just put everything on there. It's a good idea.
Eddie Higgins is just having his way on the low block, and it's just a matter of time with 2:49 left in the third quarter before we start seeing 4 red shirts collapse down on him. Because if they don't do that, this game is going to quickly get out of hand.
Well, it's a little bit tougher for him to collapse down because he's not staying as stationary right now. He's moving a little bit. He's going block to block. And because of that extra motion down low, that means O&J has to move a little bit more, and then it becomes tougher to guard that right there. Zach Ward getting to that middle and making that little shot that we talked about earlier. He's gotten very adept at this season. So nice job in this 6 minutes here at the third quarter to extend this lead a little bit. And like we said in the first quarter, Boyertown really has got to go cold for this game to get close again. But if they're able to keep getting the ball to Higgins, I wouldn't see why they'd go cold.
Another full timeout for O&J Roberts. O&J coach opting not to allow his players to sit. It's the easy way you can figure out whether it's a full or a 30-second timeout, which always made me laugh. He always yell at it, stay on the court, stay on the court, stay on the court.
Yeah, I didn't really get that either. Who cares?
I think it's kind of stupid. John, we went old school tonight for dinner. We went...
what do you got?
Grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Yeah.
I felt like I was back in my grade school Catholic school days. On a Friday, they would have... it's a rotating menu on Fridays in Catholic school. You went grilled cheese, tomato soup one Friday, cheese pizza the next Friday, fish sticks the following Friday, and then mac and cheese.
Are you a sandwich dipper? into the tomato soup?
I am a sandwich dipper in the tomato soup, but this is something I'm fairly certain we did have the discussion about ketchup on eggs.
Yeah.
I found out that I was like some horrible person because I don't put ketchup on my eggs.
Yes, you need ketchup on your eggs.
I dip my grilled cheese in ketchup.
Oh,
John,
Jan.
you're dipping it in tomato soup. Ketchup is just cold tomato soup.
Yeah.
You see, your reaction to that is my reaction to ketchup on eggs.
I don't know. Yeah.
Exactly. Ketchup on eggs is just... I'm just shocked as why so many people do that.
My grandfather used to put ketchup in his mashed potatoes.
I had a friend in college who do that.
Oh, and then he would just like swirl it all around. Ugh.
Yeah. And he told me, he said, hey, mashed potatoes is just chopped up French fries. And put
I
ketchup
get
on your
it.
French
I
fries.
get it.
But there's no ketchup on eggs.
What are you okay with on eggs?
Salt and pepper.
Little Tabasco sauce, maybe?
Yeah, a little bit of sriracha or red hot is not too bad. But I'm a basic salt and pepper.
What about like tomato sauce? Like if you have like an Italian omelet or something?
No.
A little mozzarella cheese, tomato sauce?
No.
A salsa? If you're going a little south of the border?
Occasionally. Salsa's not a bad choice as Ryan Tinney gets called for a walk, driving a drive baseline on the left side.
I feel like eggs are very versatile, and you're just not opening this door,
John,
to
no
just
ketchup.
all these options.
Why is this such a big? It's no ketchup.
I don't know. I
will have salsa. I will have a Western omelet. My father-in-law made steaks for dinner Sunday night and brought the leftover steak over home. So Monday morning, the day off of school, I made myself some steak and eggs. Salt and pepper, some toast. It's just, and you know, I have no problem with it. Corned beef hash.
If I had steak and eggs, I'm not putting ketchup on my eggs. I'm not. But if I have eggs and home fries, just ketchup everywhere.
No. Ketchup on the home fries, yes.
Now listen. And I know we're getting too much into this. We have to get back to the game. But eggs, home fries, hollandaise sauce. Yes, my friend.
Yes.
Hollandaise on both.
Fantastic. I would take that. Long three-pointer from Zach Ward. That was a great shot from Zach Ward. And if you can video that form, John, that was beautiful, beautiful form.
He does. He always has nice form, especially on those little jumpers he takes, but certainly on that one too. And that's one of the reasons why he was one of those guys who was tabbed as one of the players who was going to possibly have a breakout this year for the Bears. And I think it took just, a few games longer than people expected, but he has emerged as a very nice third offensive option for these Bears, and tough now for teams to game plan if you're looking at taking away J. Cap and Eddie Higgins and Zach Ward. Going to be tough.
Boyertown outscoring O&J 16-7 here in the third quarter, jumping out to a 16-point lead. We talked a lot about them. Wasn't too long ago we were having the discussion on can Boyertown get a double-digit lead? And here they've jumped out to those double digits with 39.8 seconds left in the third quarter.
And I would say the first few minutes of the fourth, you're doing the same thing that you've been doing all third quarter here, but this might be a good opportunity to get some other guys in the game here and get some rest for your guys and a nice little mental break for them, because last week, it's tough. It's tough to get over games like that, but a game like this certainly does help.
And Boyertown could use some rest 2 nights in a row playing a back-to-back. If Embiid gets some rest, Eddie Higgins can have some rest on a back-to-back. They have Phoenixville here Thursday night, so we'll be back with you in 2 short nights as we host the Phantoms. Best mascot in the pack. Nice kickback, but John, this is the second time this barrier got in my way. Was that a walk or did he step out of bounds?
He's out of bounds.
5.1 seconds, 16-point lead for Boyertown. This is going to inbound to Rossi, and I hope that they don't forget that he has the ball. Tinney's going to come up and make him pick it up and pressure. Rossi gets to the foul line before Eddie Higgins meets him. His floating jump shot is no good. Eddie Higgins comes down with it. And O&J will have the ball to start the fourth quarter, down 16.
Nice job by Boyertown there. Everything that they needed to accomplish there in that third quarter, they really did. They were able to take away Bolin, who was kind of heating up there at the end of the first half. They were able to get Eddie Higgins involved again and move a little bit more down low so that O&J couldn't just, send 3-4 guys down there to take away Eddie Higgins. So nice adjustments made by the coaching staff, and the players did a nice job executing, and they've earned this 16-point lead here, certainly.
John, my mom just texted me. She said no hollandaise on hash browns.
Oh, jeez. Well, my wife did just text me too and give me a hard time about all the stuff that I put on my food. She's not. She's definitely a food purist. The food doesn't need all these spices and things. It's and it's true. She makes some meals that just knock my socks off, certainly, and it needs nothing else. But certainly, she does give me the stink eye sometimes if I say, "Hey, where's the barbecue sauce?"
My sister-in-law's like that.
Yeah.
They came up to see a game, and she cheered at LaSalle when she went to LaSalle, and one of her claims to fame was she got to cheer in the NCAA tournament.
Ooh.
When LaSalle made it to the Sweet 16. So they came to see Kate cheer one time, my sister-in-law and Danielle's brother. So we went to Doc Watson's for dinner, and like me, Tessa is a big fan of hot dogs. So she got a chili cheese dog, hold the cheese. So that's been a running joke in our family for a while now.
Oh, jeez.
But she's also no dressing on her salad.
Ooh.
She's a dry
Yikes.
salad. Foul shot, jump shot there from Colin Simpson. Hits it. Those are his first points of the game.
I'll tell you, no dressing on salads, and this is actually good. My wife found this, and I thought this was going to be awful, but it's not. We have gotten into some smoothies in the morning, and we used to just do like a fruit smoothie. Throw a banana in there, some strawberries, some ice, some almond milk, and it was good. It was fine. But we also put spinach in there, and it's really good. But now, any green, any veggie that we have in the fridge, she throws it in the blender. Lettuce, arugula, spinach, kale, carrots, cucumbers, whatever. She throws in as many greens as she can, and we mix that with the fruit. It's not bad, Jim, and it's better than starting your day with eggs, potatoes, and hollandaise sauce. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I would argue that any day of the week and twice on Sunday, but that's another debate. John, O&J has quietly cut this lead to 11 on a three-point play from Nate Ayoub. Also his first points of the game, and they are all of a sudden pressure man-to-man defense. Ryan Tinney with a nice drive to the basket. That's no good. Fryer gets the rebound. I'm sorry, Rossi with the rebound.
Well, O&J's come out and pressured a little bit. They're not going away. We said this before, that they look like they are very plucky, and they have a lot of guys who bring energy, just like their coaching staff. You can't let teams like this hang around. They have the momentum right now, as they've picked up 6 points here early in the fourth quarter, and you see Coach Miller is putting the horses back in here to make sure that this game doesn't get any closer.
John, I will correct you any chance I get. 5 points in the quarter for
jeez.
They're taking the ball out of bounds up top to Rossi. And you're right, this has been a early 16-point lead, but 16 to 11 and that's a great defense there from Boyertown. Roman Marinello. And he gets fouled, and he hit his head hard.
How is he getting up? Wow.
Because he's a Marinello.
Wow. Jeez, and yes, you know what? You saying that, my gosh, reminds me of the scare that his brother, who's sitting behind the scorer's table right now in the striped shirt. He's the Bears scorekeeper. Man, did he have a scare a couple years ago on the football field? Remember that? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, they were worried about spine possibly, and a couple weeks later, he had somehow rehabbed his way back. Roman Marinello takes a huge shot off. I mean, his head went and bounced off the floor, and somehow he's okay without even a scratch on him. Tough kid, Roman.
John, Roman's got 2 brothers at home, Cole and Mason. I had 2 brothers at home growing up. If there are more than 2 boys in the family, you learn to take a beat.
That's a good point.
Marinello hits one of his 2 free throws. They find it in the paint again. This is another 3-point play opportunity. This time it's Dietrich. And again, O&J's not going away. He makes this foul shot. This leads back down to single digits.
Bears need to make sure they keep doing what they did to get to this point. If O&J does come out and pressure, they need to space the floor, make sure they have guys in the right spot. They do not need to rush anything when they get the ball in the half-court set. Still get it inside. Go to Eddie Higgins, drive to the bucket. You don't need 3-pointers right now. Get to the bucket, get to the line.
More pressure man-to-man. J. Cap was going to pass that out to Marinello, decided to take it. Reverse layup is no good. O&J can cut it down to as low as 6. Here's Bolin over to Rossi. There's your 2 3-pointers.
Oh, on the floor. Good job.
Great job getting on the floor. Eddie Higgins find Marinello. This time he's not going to end up hitting his head off the floor. He's going to get a layup for 2. We're back to double digits, 11. Quick timeout, Travis Miller.
Not a bad idea to take a timeout there and just reset as a group and talk about time and situation. But when you're able to withstand a barrage like that, like Boyertown just did, it says a lot about your mindset. It says a lot about your team. And O&J really put on a good show there. The first half of this fourth quarter did a lot of good things. Their coaching staff might be wishing that they got to the pressure a little bit earlier, as it did give Boyertown some trouble there. But good job by the Bears handling it, getting it back to a double-digit lead here. You hope at this point that there's just not enough time for O&J to keep this thing going and to overtake Boyertown.
John, tomorrow night we're having nachos.
You said that last night. You're just
next
going
to
straight
hot
nachos.
dogs, nachos might be my favorite food.
Please
And
tell me
I
it's not
can't tell you how
nachos
excited I am.
hold the cheese.
Oh, God, no.
All right, good.
No, not only that, John. Not only is it not hold the cheese, I get a special. I found it by accident. I don't even know what company it is, but it is a special nacho cheese that you just heat up in a pan, kind of like that you get when you get nachos at the baseball game. You know, the chips and the little cup of nachos that kind of burn through the plastic if you don't eat it fast enough.
Yes.
So that's what I am looking forward to. Got the jalapenos, got the sour cream, even got refried beans. So I am very, very excited for nachos.
Takes a special person to like refried beans. I'm a fan, but I don't know many who are.
I don't either, but I'm glad I am.
What a
Good
move.
drive there from Tyler Rossi. He's quietly had himself a good game for O&J here.
He has.
In double digits with 11 now. And pressure still in that man-to-man. And John, we've said it a couple times here. Great pass into Eddie Higgins. Did he wave that off or did he call that in?
Nah,
Yes,
it's in.
there he is. Okay,
Yep.
far side ref got it. He puts his 2. John, there's a lot of pressure. Not that I'm complaining, obviously, because it was certainly Boyertown's benefit. I didn't see any refs counting, and they were right in Boyertown's face there on that man-to-man.
I feel like that's something that referees just, I don't know, sometimes forget. How many times have we sat up here and said, "Where's the count? Where's the count?" And the rules, from what I remember with the rule book, are very, very vague about it. You know, or at least referees treat it as a vague rule, kind of like the contact. There's not supposed to be any contact up top. If you hand check somebody up top, it's supposed to be a foul right away. But refs can't call that all the time. So I kind of feel like it's like if I want to start counting, I will. And sometimes you got to remind them and yell down.
There's Higgins again inside. He has just been an absolute beast on that block tonight.
So the strategy of taking time off the clock and working the ball around, we're just going to abandon that. We're just going to keep getting the ball down low, and it's worked for the past couple of times. I think I would have said when the Bears got in that set and they started to run that play where they were able to get Eddie the ball down low, I was just about to say, ooh, I don't know if I'd be running a play right now and only take 6 or 7 seconds off the clock. What if it doesn't work? But it did. Good call by Coach Miller. Good call by the coaching staff again to get the ball down low again and just go right for the jugular here, putting O&J back on their heels a little bit.
We said earlier that basket put Tyler Rossi into double digits with 11. That basket for Eddie Higgins puts him over the 20-point barrier. Well, at the 20-point barrier. He's got 20 tonight, and Boyertown is jumped out again, 14-point lead. So O&J Roberts was scrapping away there a little bit. But Boyertown able to withstand the pressure. That would have been a great spot for another word of the day, but I just couldn't pinpoint one there.
What, for pressure?
Well, for pressure, boy, withstand or something like that.
Oh, gosh.
I'm disappointed in myself.
Withstand the onslaught? I don't know.
Yeah, we can do better.
Tyler
Rossi does
There's
better.
an onslaught right there.
There's an onslaught. Hits a 3 from the top of the key. Now at 11, with 3:26 left in the game, and there's still lots of pressure. See, now he starts counting. I guess he's going to start counting when you put your hand on somebody. Eddie Higgins on the low block, gets his own rebound, padding his stats. There's 22 for the big man.
Yeah, really, O&J has had no answer for Eddie inside, and not many teams have this year. But however, if Tyler Rossi heats up right now and keeps trading 3 for 2, it's going to stay interesting.
O&J now going full court man-to-man. You see Coach on the sideline there telling him, move up, move up. Nice drive, kick out to Eisenhard from the corner. That 3 is short.
Yeah.
And Colin Eisenhard, we'll call that a foul, 31, hog tie.
Even, and I know you can see it in Colin's face right now. You can see it in Coach Miller's body language. That's a shot you're going to want to have back, and that's a shot that they're going to talk to Colin, I'm sure, about. Sure, it's not like Colin has jacked up many three-pointers this year. His role is certainly one of doing the dirty work down low, getting points close to the bucket because he just works so hard to get into position there. And it was a beautiful drive. It was a nice kick out. Colin had the open look. Probably in that situation, you want to reverse that ball and do what has gotten you to this 10-point lead, 9-point lead now, and that's get the ball inside to Eddie Higgins.
Like you said, O&J cut into that 14-point lead again. It's 8. Colin Eisenhard wasn't getting that 3. I think he was looking for a 2-point takedown, which you can't get in basketball, but Eddie Higgins can get 2 points on the low block. You know, they held him scoreless in the second quarter, but he has had his way first, third, and fourth.
You just know where Rossi is here. Ward seems like he's on him here. Black has to stay out. There it is.
There's Bolin driving baseline, kicks it inside. We're going to get a body call on Higgins. Doesn't
that referee know that Eddie Higgins is the best charge taker in the entire state of Pennsylvania?
And, you know, Eddie got up off the floor. He looks really mad. he does not look happy that he did not get that call.
I know.
He said, have you not watched tape on me? Bolin at the line puts down the first.
You know, I said earlier, you just have to hope that O&J doesn't have enough time to continue what they're doing here in the fourth quarter. And man, that's no more true. It's more true now than it was a couple of minutes ago, because they are keeping this thing close. This is only 3 possessions here.
9-point game.
Oh no!
And we're calling an offensive foul on Jake Cap.
I couldn't tell. I think he might have called it on Higgins. Did he clear the way there for Jake? But that is the most inopportune time for a foul like that. If O&J can score here, it's timeout time for Boyertown. Oh no!
And there's Nate Ayoub. Full court pressure, man-to-man. I just assumed that foul was on Jake. I had my head down marking in the book. That's how quickly that foul came after the basket. Jake's going baseline, and Jake Kapp puts in 2 more. His first points of the quarter. Much-needed points for Boyertown. Now the lead is 8. Boland's going to kick it over to Ayub. He's got Rossi top of the key who wants it, and he's going to take that. And he nails it. Tyler Rossi is on fire in the fourth quarter. They're trapping in the corner. Roman Marinello is stuck. And Boyertown calls timeout. It is now a 5-point lead, John. 1:24 left in the game. Tyler Rossi with 3 3-pointers. And how long ago, John, did I say Tyler Rossi hitting double digits with 11? Was
Yeah.
that like 2 minutes ago?
Yeah.
He's got 11 this quarter.
A fun game we have right now. Of course, we'd like to see a little bit something different here with being the Boyertown broadcast. But I was looking at that possession there. You had Nate Ayub with the ball inside the 3-point line right there, and he took that dribble, and I think it was Richard Black went to go take that away and left Tyler Rossi. You need to know where your other team shooters are. At that point, I'm not leaving Tyler Rossi. If Nate Ayub, who has made a couple of shots here in the second half, but if he wants to take a little 15-footer from the elbow, let him. Don't let Rossi open for another, possibly back-breaking 3-pointer here. He has certainly been a one-man show here, keeping them in this game. And if the Bears don't execute, which they're getting a little bit out of sorts, Eddie Higgins there on that pass was the one passing the ball out of bounds. Why? Why is he the one passing the ball out of bounds? He hasn't done that all year long. It's these kind of situations, these fast-paced, frenetic situations where who can keep their composure the best. And that's what the Bears have to do right now. Get to your spots, get to where you've been all year long, finish when you have the opportunity, knock down foul shots if you have that opportunity.
And stay out of the corner.
Correct.
Stay out of the corner. And Nate Ayub, John, talk about Eddie Higgins scoring in every quarter but one. Nate Ayub has quietly come into this game and changed things. 7 points here in the fourth quarter, helping O&J out to this lead.
It's pick your poison right now. But Tyler Rossi for an open 3-pointer versus Nate Ayub inside the arc. Jeez, you gotta.
Oh yeah.
You gotta take away Tyler Rossi.
Ayub, sure. Tyler Rossi is working his way onto the Crosman and Kennedy list of names I don't want to mention anymore. Zach Ward misses the front end. That's exactly what O&J needs.
Oh,
Rossi
no.
feels it. You have got to be kidding me.
Wow.
That's his 4th 3-pointer of the quarter. We're now at a 2-point lead, and O&J gets the steal.
He called a timeout.
He called a timeout.
He called a timeout.
He called a timeout.
I don't know if Coach Condello even realized that Boland made that shot.
And he's calling it full. Wow. John, it's been a while since I've seen a coach with that much excitement on the sideline.
Oh, he is
for the
man.
Wildcats tonight.
Remember when I said he had 8,000 steps in the third quarter? Double that, man. 16,000 steps this quarter, and deservedly so. My gosh, have they had a great quarter here.
So let's reset looking at the scoreboard now. We have 1:06 left in the game. This is O&J's last timeout. That could be big down the stretch in the last 66 seconds. Boyertown holding a 2-point lead, 54-52. The next Boyertown foul will put O&J. O&J shooting 2 for the rest of the game. O&J will be shooting 1. I'm sorry, Boyertown will be shooting 1 and 1 for the next 2 fouls from O&J with only 17 fouls. Coach Miller's got 2 timeouts. Like we said, this is the last one for O&J. Their full court man-to-man certainly has made a difference here the last minute and a half.
The Bears just aren't getting spaced out. they're not getting where they should be. They're rushing through things a little bit. They're having guys take the ball out of bounds who don't normally do that. They really have not handled this pressure well. Kudos to O&J for coming out and just outplaying the Bears here in the fourth.
Here comes the inbounds play. Looks like we got Roman Marinello so close to Rossi, he's going to know what kind of gum he's chewing. Ruined that line from Hoosiers, John. They try to get into it. Eddie Higgins on the ground. Roman Marinello on the ground.
No.
This can't be a foul.
He called a jump
ball. Boyertown possession.
Roman did a great job ripping that ball away while he was on the floor. I understand you want to come in and make that call right away, but man, Roman did a nice job getting that, and I don't think that was a jump ball. But here we are. Luckily, they have the ball. Tinney comes in for the offense. Just handle the ball. Make your foul shots. Not there, though.
Quick trap. They get it over to Cap. There goes Higgins. He gets fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2. He was fouled hard.
The Bears, again, spacing. There is no reason that Zach Ward needs to be there at that spot when Roman Marinello catches the ball foul line extended. The Bears need, if it's just a man-to-man press, get one guy in the middle, and that's Roman. Get 2 guys on the wing closer to the half-court line, and then worry about cutting and catching the ball. Do not worry about yeah. There's an issue at the table. Don't worry about getting close to the guy dribbling the ball. Stay spaced.
We have technical difficulties.
Oh, look at
poor Joe McClellan throwing his hands up in the air.
He has no
anything.
Idea. There's probably it's pretty simple. I think it's just a power cord down there, and now we have to reset the clock, which they might have to reset everything. Nope, there it is.
It's all set. Now, Eddie Higgins is going to be at the line for his second of 2. John, after he got fouled there, he was walking to the line shaking his right hand. I don't know if he got hit hard, and that foul shot certainly did not look like he was comfortable.
Well, this is Zach Ward missed a crucial front end of the 1-and-1 that gave Tyler Rossi a 3-pointer. Now we have Eddie Higgins missing that one. The Bears have executed. This is just like that Methacton game, Jim, where the Bears executed phenomenally for 3 quarters. Same thing, 3 quarters today, up by 16, and have just gotten, have gotten nothing going for them here in the fourth. With a big credit to O&J for making it so difficult on them, because O&J has brought every sort of pressure and energy that they didn't bring for the first 3, and now we are desperately needing this foul shot.
And we get it. Eddie Higgins hits it. That's a 3-point lead. Here comes Rossi, under 40 seconds left. Bolin takes on Cap into the paint. Oh. And they're going to call Cap with a foul. Bolin will go to the line to shoot 2. More credit to O&J, John, too. We talked about it at the beginning of the game. They lost by 30 on their home court. They could have very easily come into this tonight and said, you know what, hey, we're only down 12. This is a victory. They kept fighting. And here they are, missed foul shot. They're down 3, still a 1-possession game. Tinney back in the game for ball handling. Eisenhart will have a seat. Bolin will take his second here.
So let's watch Boyertown spacing here after this foul shot, whether it's a make or a miss.
And it's a miss. Eddie Higgins with the rebound. And O&J's not.
See, now look right there. Higgins and Tinney are standing at the foul court line, or at the midcourt line. You got 3 guys around the ball right there, and if you saw when Higgins got that rebound, Jay Cap and Ryan Tinney just kind of ran together down the floor. Get spaced, everybody. Somebody should be sprinting. Eddie Higgins should be sprinting under the basket to make them honor him down there and send a defender to stay with him. Tinney should be running past midcourt, probably where the referee is standing right now in front of the Boyertown bench, and let Cap, Marinello, and Ward worry about getting the ball across half court.
Big first foul shot now Makes it a 2-possession game. 4 points, 20 seconds left. Boland's going to drive. Unable to get it. Eddie Higgins, they got to foul him, and they do. John, I hate to say it. I don't want to jinx him, but
Nah, just
all
don't
right,
say
I won't.
it.
Eddie Higgins going to the line. They're up 4. You know, if it weren't for the last two, like we mentioned, 2 of the last 3 games, I would have said something. But Eddie Higgins at the line, he makes the first. Big foul shots here for Eddie Higgins. He has had a phenomenal game. Now it's 5 points, 13.3, 2-possession game. Hits the second.
If this ball
Tyler
goes
Rossi's
through the
gonna
hoop,
put
you
this
let
in.
it go. Let it go. Do not touch it. Don't touch it, Colin. That a boy, Colin. Good.
Can we talk about Tyler Rossi for a second?
Well, yeah, I mean, you almost wanted the ball. No, I wouldn't. I won't go that far because obviously a miss and a rebound, you win the game. But if the ball goes in there, you said it about O&J taking their last time out a few minutes ago. That's going to come in big. And with the clock not stopping here in PIAA high school basketball, Colin Eisenhart did the exact right thing there. He's a savvy kid on the basketball court and the baseball field. You just let that ball go. He probably could have got another couple seconds out of it. But you just let that ball just roll right around there and let that clock tick. Let that clock tick. And tough for O&J that they didn't have that time out there.
And I'm going to say it, John. Roman Marinello iced it. 5-point game, 1.2 seconds left. No time went off the clock here because it went out of bounds. So Boyertown will have it under the basket. They are going to escape a tenacious Wildcat team here in the fourth quarter.
Fun fourth quarter to watch.
Led by Tyler Rossi. 5 3-pointers in the fourth quarter. He had 17 points in the fourth quarter, John.
In the quarter.
So now I have to do math. I didn't expect to have to add this much with all these points that were scored in the fourth quarter here, but that was one of the more entertaining 8 minutes of basketball I've seen in a while.
And just go back. What if Coach Condello doesn't call that timeout and Jake Bolin knocks down that three-pointer to give O&J the lead? Their first lead all game? Maybe it would have been at that point. Oh my gosh!
It would have been.
What a different ball game this would have been for that last minute if that timeout hadn't been called. Wow.
So looking at the scoring here, John, 17 in the fourth quarter for Tyler Rossi. He ended the game with 26. Dietrich added 6, Bolin 10, Cashman and Simpson 2 each, Ayub 7, all in the fourth quarter. Now on the Boyertown side, Zach Ward threw in 10, Roman Marinello with 5, Jake Kapp 11, Colin Eisenhart 7, and here comes my math. 29 points for Eddie Higgins.
Heck of a game. Wow.
So Boyertown certainly, coming off the heels of that 30-point win down in Bucktown, certainly had a lot more than expected here tonight. But I think basically, again, and we've said it multiple times tonight, John, but what they've gone through the past 3 games, that probably helped them towards the end of the game here, you would think.
You would think, and then if it had not gone their way, my gosh, these are the types of games and types of situations where things can just go the total opposite way for you as a team. So thankful the Boyertown Bears could pull this one out here with this victory. But having played in those tight situations, you're right. That's never a bad thing when you're going down to the wire in a game. Gives you that experience, gives you that situational play that you're always looking for. So certainly you don't want to see that, especially after being up 16 in the third quarter. But, of course, the Bears will take this win after last week and the difficult games they had.
John, looking again at at my handy-dandy Marvel Avengers notebook, these are the scores by quarter for each team.
All right.
Boyertown pretty balanced. First quarter 15, second quarter 9, third quarter 16, fourth quarter 22. Not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, little soft there in the second quarter. Listen to O&J. 9 in the first quarter, 8 in the second quarter, 7 in the third quarter, 31 in the fourth quarter.
What a quarter. Oh my gosh. That's a quarter that you save and you just replay when you're bored watching it. Maybe not for Boyertown, but for O&J certainly. I know they didn't come out on top here, but man, did they do everything right in that fourth quarter. Obviously Tyler Rossi, huge, but even the role players came in and did their jobs. They were able to use their pressure, which I am sure they're going to wish they brought that out a little bit sooner. But everything they did worked out for them in the fourth. Credit to them. And we said, hopefully there's just not enough time for O&J to continue what they're doing. And that's kind of what happened here. They just kind of ran out of time. Because of that, had to force up a shot or two. And Boyertown just made just enough foul shots down the stretch to win it.
John, we said last night that we're not going to have to say Kennedy again because she's a senior. Tyler Rossi's only a junior. So not only will we see him next year, but I've got a gut feeling, because you never know what interests these kids have. Hopefully, you know, we can debate all we want about single sport athletes and different things. This is the first I remember seeing Tyler Rossi play. If he wants to play at the next level, if he's going to have a Max Preps highlight tape, I would venture to say that if that highlight tape is 10 minutes long, 6 of those minutes are going to be from this 8-minute fourth quarter here in Boyertown.
You know, and that's when I had coached basketball, the last year that I was on staff, 2017 or 2018, colleges were getting more into saying, send us a game. You know, send us an entire game. Don't just send us a highlight reel. Anybody can set one of those up. And now I think